This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This that LeVar Walker Show, turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this that LeVar Walker Show. Oh yeah, you turn scars into skits, old wounds into bits. Every call in, every friend feels like Sunday once again. From the grind to the glow up, glass half empty, you pour more up. You take the weight we hold below and lift it on the LeVar Walker Show. This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry, yeah, we let it roll. Healing through a joke and a story for the soul. This that LeVar Walker Show, turn it up loud, let the whole block know. From pain to punchlines, watch the wisdom glow. Yeah, this that LeVar Walker Show. Hey, some days heavy, some days light. You still find a way to make it feel alright. When the world's too loud, when the bill's too high, I press play, hear your voice, and I remember why. This that LeVar Walker Show, where the real ones talk and the wild thoughts go. We laugh, we cry.
Yo, what's happening? Welcome back to the greatest show on the face of the earth. We are back in the building. It is the LeVar Walker Show podcast, and happy Monday to everybody, man. And also, too, shout out to everybody that came out to check me out in Detroit this weekend. Everybody in Detroit, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for pulling up on me at Jazz and Jokes. I got the headline out there this weekend out in, what was that, like a little bit outside of Detroit, out in Canton, Michigan. It was a packed house. And I really enjoyed the support. Shout out to Noob Daryl English, all the noobs that came out to see me this weekend. We had a great time. We rocked it out, and there's nothing better than performing in front of smart, beautiful people. Smart, beautiful black people at that. So shout out to everybody in Detroit. Detroit is like a second home because I got a Detroit face. I have a Detroit Judge Mathis, Jalen Rose face. So that's why people pull up on me in Detroit. And also, too, this weekend I will be in Albuquerque, New Mexico. As you guys know, I got selected by Martin Lawrence to be a part of the Pass the Mic comedy show, which this is the pilot. It's like a, I guess it's a season, so it's gonna be like a pilot. It'll be hosted by Joe Coy. Martin will be there, I guess, to executive produce, as he did select me. And I don't know where this is going. I'm pretty sure this is going to probably either end up on Netflix. It'll end up on a big platform, you know, they shop it or whatever. But it's going down, man. Y'all hit me up. Let me know what jokes y'all want me to do on there. I got 10 minutes. Every comic got 10 minutes. I think they're doing 6 episodes of this show. We're going to tape it in the weekend in New Mexico. And in those 10 minutes, I got to pack everything in, so I'm rapid fire for 10 minutes. Typically in them types of environments on them shows like that, I want to get in there and just kill hard. Just boom, 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 boom. Like, you really don't have time to do a lot of pacing or thought. You don't have time for that. It's real jokes. You know, I don't think I can do any talking to the crowd or to the audience. So y'all hit me up. Let me know what jokes, whoever rock with me, like, you know, been rocking with the YouTube videos, because it's going to be some material from one of those YouTube sets that I'm going to be on. So checking in today, we got Blessed and Highly Favored. What's happening, brother? Percocet 360, I see you in the building. So we in the building. We need to get right down to business here. Over the weekend, or I believe last week, 19-year-old child was shot, and he unfortunately died. 19-year-old football star, 3.1 or 3.8 GPA, showing promising skill and athletic ability. Probably could have made it to the NFL. However, this child was gunned down in Los Angeles, California, because he had the wrong hat on. I'm going to say that again. The child was gunned down. This black child was gunned down in Compton, in a black neighborhood, because he had the wrong hat on. Let me say it again. This black child was in an all-black area in Compton, and he was gunned down by not white people, not the KKK, but by somebody that looked like him. Any other race can come into Compton and wear whatever hat they want to wear. A white boy, blonde hair, blue eyes, could have had that same Houston Astros hat on, and they wouldn't have dared. They would not have dared. Look at that white child. An Asian child could have had that hat on. They wouldn't have dared look at that child. But my child, when I see something like this and I saw that boy, I'm thinking of my son. I only got one son. Now, my child can't wear a hat in his community amongst his so-called own people. Huh. And what's even more painful about this is that you have actual people on Twitter. It was a big explosion on Twitter with people actually going back and forth defending LA gang culture or defending gang culture. Now, I did a post and I said that it'll be my biggest prayer that there's a law, like something is written into law, to where all gang members are classified as domestic terrorists. I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of y'all would probably hate me if I was in a position of power, if I had executive power, because I would have put that in law immediately. And over the past 50 to 75 years of gang culture and gang violence, you would think we would be at a point where these activities are shamed, right? But they're not. It's a thing of, through the music and through the culture, this has been celebrated over the years. People have celebrated it. The game is 50 rapping about being in a gang. I think, I'm seeing like a lot of 50, 60-year-old gangbangers. And it's sad, and it really needs to be shamed. They should be ashamed of themselves. So you have to put things in law to break the spirits of this. Now, a lot of people say, well, why would you want to do that to black people? Because these are the people that have hurt me. These are the people that have hurt my child. Not a white man. Not a white man. There's no, you're not going to have Ben Crump show up in LA to try to find the killers of this boy. You won't have, what's his name? Al Sharpton show up. So me as a black person, I just got to go bury my child with zero outrage from the community. Nobody cares. And we continuously hide Pookie and Ray Ray because this is what the culture celebrates. And when you chastise it, when I talk about it, I'm going to have some idiot that comes to tell me that I hate black people. that I hate black. You know, I've heard that before. You hate black people. A black man with a black wife with a black child that lives in the blackest city in America, being at the city of South Fulton, Georgia, not Jackson, Mississippi. I don't even, and I guess I'm spoiled because I do live amongst my people. However, as an upstanding citizen, I'm gonna speak to nonsense. I'm gonna speak to bullshit. I'm gonna speak to hypocrisy. And I get it. People don't have a father in the house. Nobody had a father in the house. I get it. You grew up poor. Everybody grew up poor. But that doesn't give you a right to go and harm and shoot and kill your own kind. That doesn't make sense. And you know what else doesn't make sense? When I see these senseless acts of violence with gang members, drill rappers, only harming their own, standing and dying for a block. Standing and dying for a block where they own no property. Only hurting their own kind. It's just really, it's really, really sad. And at the same time, oh, that looked good, honey. At the same time, you want to harm me. You harm your own people. But when the white man comes to gentrify your black ass out of the community, it's not a shot fired. When the bulldozer pulls up, when you and mama get the notice on the door and that rent is jacked up 200%, and you and mama packing them bags, you don't go outside, you don't do nothing. You don't claim a set on them people, you don't do nothing. You sit and you walk your punk ass out the door, and then you go find another community of your own kind to terrorize. But for whatever reason, I'm supposed to point my finger at every other race. And this is not me denying racism or things that happened in the past. This is only me dealing with the fact that common sense should let us know that we shouldn't be harming each other over a color, over a hat, over a block where you don't own a brick, a window, a store. You don't vote. You don't do anything. You're just out there fighting in the streets, probably looking to get a record deal. And people wonder why I'm so adamant about being an upstanding citizen, calling the police, and prosecuting. This is why. This is why. And I don't necessarily seek approval, and I don't negotiate with terrorists, because this at this point is a terrorist organization for black people that leads to nowhere. So how much longer, and I'm asking you guys, and you can talk to me in the chat, how much longer does it continue? How much longer does this child who lost his life in Compton over a hat, how much longer does that not get any national attention or any national spotlight? But for whatever reason, I'm supposed to be in tears. And look, I'm not comparing deaths here, but I'm supposed to be protesting in regards to the Nolan Wells situation, because those were white kids that killed him, or allegedly killed him, or something happened on this boat, who were just regular kids. They weren't politicians, they weren't anything. Wouldn't it be reasonable that I'm more upset at something happening inside of my community than outside? Somebody asked me, and somebody said this, because I get idiots to comment. Idiots come, look at that. Ain't that beautiful? This is my wife made. She made this. I get, I get idiots that comment When I talked about getting a law passed to turn all gangs, gang members, into domestic terrorists with automatic 30-year sentences, somebody said, well, why the KKK ain't domestic terrorists? Well, I know this is going to sound crazy when I say this, but the gangs have done more harm to black people in the last 20 years than the KKK. And at least the KKK don't run around taking their own out. I could respect that. But I can't respect you looking like me and some color piss you off and you want to take my life. I just can't respect it, bro. So it's just rather unfortunate. This child and parents have lost their baby's life. The baby gone. Zero outrage. And life goes on. And people are saying in the comments, he shouldn't have been over there. He knew better than to go in that area. As if we don't live in America. You should be able to wear whatever team hat you want to wear. And then it goes back to the point that this only applies to black people. It does not apply to the whites. That same hat y'all ain't pulled up to a Houston Astros game when they played the Dodgers and shot up the game. Why not? Why not? Why not? If them white people make a wrong turn and they there for that Dodgers game and they make that wrong turn in Compton and the white boy got the Houston Astros hat on, you gonna look the other way. And they do this because they know the consequences of those actions. And that's why I always say that I'm going to call the cops and prosecute to the fullest extent of the law, because I want you to know the consequences of your actions messing with me. Because I won't be way worse than that white boy. And I want to be worse than him because I view you as treasonous. I view you as working behind enemy lines. What do we do to traitors and treasonous people? That's what we do. So I don't know how much longer this will be celebrated or tolerated, and none of the grifters, they're not even talking about this. I talk about these issues. You know why these issues I talk about? Because I live with all black people. So that's why they affect me the most. They don't affect the dude that live in the all-white neighborhood, but is constantly saying the white man is terrible. These guys live in these people be living in all white areas with a white wife or a white husband, and they talk about how they get it the worst from white people. I don't get it. I don't get it. I live with my people. But I'll be the first one to be called a coon for stating the obvious. I'll be the first one, bro. So it's just sad. It's sad. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else too. And this is to the gang members, man. This is to every gang member, bro. Understand this, right? That law I was talking about putting in place for the automatic 30-year sentences and classifying you guys as domestic terrorists and gangs, it's a reason they don't do that. You know why they don't put that law in place? Because, dear gang member in gangs, You're all being used as pawns by the U.S. government, by the CIA, to oppress and keep black people in line. Which to me is far worse than the KKK, because you look like me. I could see the KKK, I could see the hoods, but when I see you, you're supposed to be my brother. But you robbing me in the name of black excellence. You kicking my back in the name of black excellence. You gangbanging going to seminars. It's sad. And nobody's going to speak on this but me. Which is even worse. Nobody. Roland Martin ain't going to say nothing. D.L. Hughley ain't going to say nothing. He ain't going to say nothing because he was a gang member. He's not going to say nothing about this. That's just what it is. We don't speak on that. How dare we talk about us killing us? Because they, like they say, black on black crime isn't real. It doesn't exist. It definitely exists. I just left Detroit. I was in Detroit, and I don't know if y'all saw this on Twitter. Little kid goes in the store. He's walking out of the store. Two black females coming in. He just pulls out a gun and turn their lights out. He blasts both of them and skips down the street. All on camera. Skip down the street like wasn't nothing wrong. Once again, another story. They don't want to talk about it. How dare my black ass say something? See, really, I'm supposed to be up here like, no, the kid did it because of the system and the white man. And he don't have the resources that he needs, so he must go out and kill other black people. That is what he does. That's what you're supposed to do. Because you would think that right after we got freed from slavery, with these types of excuses, right? You would think like right after slavery, we would have been slaughtering one another. Should based on the logic, that logic of the system, the white man, the lack of resources, the miseducation, when they said we are free, by that logic, should we not have been slaughtering each other? How are we even here? Shouldn't we have slaughtered each other and be like, I can't read. I can't read. I can't write. I ain't got a job. I'm in poverty. Let me take out some black people. People are dying on, and the saddest part, there are other black people that will dismiss everything that I'm saying. And they will still continuously admonish LA gang culture like it has helped the community. You would think that the gang culture, I won't even just say LA, you would think that gang culture across America has somehow created programs and educated the community and provided jobs and health care. And you would swear that is what it's done. It's caused nothing but chaos and destruction. And I said on stage yesterday, when most black people turn into coons? When you hold a mirror up to a nigga's face. When a black person holds a mirror up to a nigga's face, they turn into a coon. Because you're there looking like them, and you come from the same background, had the same conditions. You might have not had a father in your life. You might have had a parent on dope. You come from poverty. You came from the same place this guy came from. And when you show up to question his motives, he coons you. And in that case, I guess I'll be a proud coon. Because I will never sit here and glorify the destruction of my own people. I will never sit here and feel like going to jail or being some type of street nigga is some type of rite of passage on your way to manhood as a black man. I won't do it. I wouldn't care if I don't sell another ticket in life to a comedy show. I don't care. And also, too, with me saying that, I want y'all to beware of the comedian that wants everybody to like him. The comedians that want everybody to like them, that don't stand on nothing, are fake. They're fake clowns. It's just the truth. They don't stand on anything. They don't say it. They say back. They don't say nothing. But they're sad clowns for the most part. No, they are never. And see, that's the thing, Traley. And then when you say that, you know, they won't run up on the white supremacists. And when you say this, they like, what you think we is? We just street niggas. We ain't civil rights fighters. We just here to kick y'all black ass in the back. This is like, that's where we at with it. It's unreal, man. It's unreal. This whole culture has led us astray. This whole culture has led us astray. From the glorification of gangs, drugs, fast money, the lyrics, and also at the same time, the saddest part about the culture is it empowers and it makes other cultures richer, right? So let me explain. For instance, during the whole drill music thing in Chicago, and you know, Lil Durk right now is on a murder for hire trial. So they come out of Old Block. I grew up on the south side of Chicago, not too far from Old Block. What ends up happening is this. We gonna let one make it. We gonna shower him with millions of dollars. We gonna shower him with a record deal. The cars, the clothes, the hoes, the money. He's rapping about destroying only his own kind. Because the minute he starts talking about destroying white people, women, children, or animals, we pull the plug on him. Now, if he raps about killing niggas, that is fine. You can kill a nigga all day, every day in your music, but when it comes to whites, women, children, nigga, and animals, oh, no. We got to pull the plug. So what ends up happening is, in a place like Old Block in Chicago, you got kids that look at that, man, I want that. I want some adulation. I want some money. I want some cars. So I got to go catch me a body, man. I got to get out there and catch a body so I can go rap about the body that I caught so I can get that deal. Now that's the trap. Because for every one little dirt, we gonna 30,000 niggas gonna be incarcerated and another 30,000 are gonna die. It's a numbers game. But for whatever reason, we continuously celebrate the wrong shit. We continuously celebrate the wrong shit. The detriment, even with the Carisha song, the detriment of that shit to the community, the detriment of the Games album, of him being 50, rapping about being a gang member at 50, that does detriment. That's detrimental to the community. Point blank, period. It makes other groups of people see us in that light. The ones that are singing it, the ones that are not a part of the community that like that music, they see every nigga the same as a drug dealing, thugged out, drugged out nigga. This is what happens. If we have zero accountability, zero awareness about it, we just go on about our day. But it needs to stop. And it needs to stop today. And they were saying like this, somebody was saying this wasn't even necessarily over the hat. So I have something I want to pull up on the news here, so y'all can see this. Let me see.
Begin at 5 with family and friends remembering the life of a Tufts High School graduate and football player who was shot and killed in Compton last week. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams. I'm Kathy Barra. His family says a 19-year-old was in the wrong place at the wrong time. NBC was Henry Chang live in Tustin, where his family is sharing the story for the first time and only with NBC4. Eddie?
Yeah, Colleen and Kathy, as you can imagine, William's loved ones are still so heartbroken and devastated because they tell us 19-year-old William Luther Leopard III was a young man of faith, someone who leaned on that faith in life.
Game time. Catella versus Foothill.
William Leopard's family sharing these videos and photos of his high school athlete days, first at Catella High School in Anaheim, and then as a star football player at Tustin High School. His stepfather, or bonus dad as he likes to be called, says William was respectful both on and off the field.
We all raised 4 boys. I've always been strict on them. Chores, responsibilities, accountability. And William never questioned my authority or any pushback on it.
Last Thursday, Curtis says his son went to Compton to hang out with his girlfriend. He never returned home.
He really felt that the culture wouldn't touch him. I explained to him this dangerous area right there. We knew the dangers, of the area. His perspective was that I don't gang bang. God got me. It's a tragic story.
LA homicide investigators say William was shot and killed just before 10 last Thursday night. They have not made an arrest.
This whole 19 years was about bringing us joy, and now here it is. We have to feel sorrow on his behalf, and we're just fortunate that he's not sharing in the sorrow with us.
William, yeah, he was destined to be something good. So we're going to miss him. Unfortunately, he's at the wrong place at the wrong time, doing something that any young man his age should be able to do. At 5 at night, go out with his girlfriend. But these people that did this in my animals, and so I want these people off the street. I wish anybody that has any information that can.
Yo, I don't even think I had my. Now I probably sound better now. Can y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Man, I gotta write notes. It's great now. All right, let me start this over. Let me see. Tell me if y'all can hear it.
Begin at 5 with family and friends remembering the life of a Tustin High School graduate and a football player who was shot and killed in Compton last week. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
I'm Kathy Barra. His family says a 19-year-old was in the wrong place at the wrong time. NBC4's Henny Chang live in Tustin, where his family is sharing a story for the first time and only with NBC4. Hetty?
Yeah, Colleen and Kathy, as you can imagine, William's loved ones are still so heartbroken and devastated because they tell us 19-year-old William Luther Leopard III was a young man of faith, someone who leaned on that faith in life.
Game Time, Catella versus Foothill.
William Leopart's family sharing these videos and photos of his high school athlete days, first at Catella High School in Anaheim, and then as a star football player at Tustin High School. His stepfather, or bonus dad as he likes to be called, says William was respectful both on and off the field.
You know, I raised 4 boys. I've always been strict on them. Chores, responsibilities, accountability. And William never questioned my authority or any pushback on it.
Last Thursday, Curtis says his son went to Compton to hang out with his girlfriend. He never returned home.
He really felt that the culture wouldn't touch him. I explained to him this dangerous area right there. He knew the dangers, you know, of the area. His perspective was that I don't gang bang. God got me. It's a tragic, tragic story.
LA
And so I want these people off the street. I wish anybody that has any information that can come forward and report it to the police so we can get these people off the street.
Yeah, William's family says he was getting ready to start college next week at Santa Ana College, and he would have turned 20 years old next month. We're live in Tustin, Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
So here's the thing. Here's a child that wasn't a gangbanger, a good child from a great home. And now this man got to go bury his child for nothing because the child wore a hat. Because the child had his hat on, and I guess whoever in that community thought he was a op. You think they gonna turn them niggas in? No.
Begin at 5 with family and friends.
No, they not gonna turn them in. They gonna protect whoever did that to them because they don't want to snitch. So it's no snitching. So to everybody that's watching that, you need to put yourself in the shoe. Look at this as your child and put yourself in the shoes of those parents to show you that this is horrific. This is a bad problem. It's not a good thing. So I'm trying to, let me see. Yeah, man, it's still happening, bro. Man, I think I must have been talking on my MacBook mic the whole time. Now this is, I know, a lot better. Boy had a 3.4 GPA all over a hat. Look like, you know, I see my son. I see this, I see my son, man.
Story of a promising.
Let's look at another one. Oh no, that's not. Now I don't hear nothing. Now I don't hear nothing. Did I press a button or something? What did I do? Okay. Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Yo, let me know if y'all can hear me. I don't know what just happened. Okay, you hear me. Okay, cool. Now I'm having a dang. Thank you, Peaceful Journey. I appreciate your patience, man.
A promising
Let me see.
Will Leopard shot dead inside a crashed car in Compton, California. A horrific end of his dream to play college football. No suspect or confirmed motive has been announced. Rest in peace, Leopard. You will always be remembered.
They ain't got no suspect. They ain't gonna find no suspect. Because people, they often compare this like, well, the police, they don't go to jail. The niggas that do the killing in the community most times don't go to jail. 80% of them, 80% of it go unsolved. It goes unsolved, bro. All over a hat. And this is the hat. Now, if it's somebody out there from LA, can you explain to me this hat? What is this hat stipulating? Can somebody tell me? What does that hat mean? And it's not even, you think, I don't know LA gang politics, but you think red and blue are the colors. That stands for Hoover Gang. Well, I'm guessing we can start with the Bloods that took him out. I guess it was some Bloods that took him out since this is a Crip hat. But yeah, they won't be found. They won't be found. Whoever did this to this child won't be found. And if those people, I mean, y'all are disgusting, man. Y'all should really be ashamed of yourselves. Like, for real. For real. And I did a video about this years ago. I'm about to repost my video. But here's a guy that's giving us what hat not to wear.
Don't wear none of these A hats in California. I'm telling you right now. This hat could be worn by the A-Line Crips, the Avalon 40 Crips, the 5 Trey and the 116 Avalon Gangster Crips, the 88 Avalon Garden Crips, the ABZ Crips, ATF Compton Crips, Cross Atlantic Pyrus, and all kinds of other shit. Do not wear that A hat at all.
And remember, only if you're black or Latino. This does not apply to white people. Y'all can wear whatever hat you want. Let those golden blonde locks hang down from the hat. But this is only to black people, okay? This is the truest form of segregation I've ever seen in my life.
That off your head. And you better not wear no type of B hats out here. Of course, all the Bloods and the Brims, but could also go for Backstreet Crips, Beach Town Mafia Crips, Bedrock Gangster Crips.
You can't just be from Boston. I can't be from Boston.
The Bible Crips, that's a real thing. The 11 Deuce and the 5 Deuce Broadway Gangster Crips. Even the Burnside Avenue Crip Gang. And a whole lot of other shit out here that starts with a B. Don't wear that B hat. And don't wear no H hat out here. That could be for the Harbor City Crips, the Hard Time Hustler Crips, Hickory Street Watts Crips, Homestown Crips, Homeside Hustler Gang, not to mention all the Hoovers. Even these M hats right here, you don't want to wear those. The Main Street Crips is wearing that. The Main Street Mafia Crips is wearing that.
So you just can't even wear a damn hat. My black ass, I got to go to L.A. bald head.
Mansfield Gangster Crips could be wearing that. The Menlo Crips is wearing that. The Marvin Gangsters is wearing that. And the Most Valuable Pimp Gangster Crips is wearing that too. All of these P hats is off limits too. Don't get it twisted. Pimp Town Murder Squad could be wearing that. Besides a Blue Jay hat.
I wish I could go undercover. I wish I could be an undercover cop and go down there and put the hat on and look like one of them. When they run up, we just locking their asses up, putting them in dog kennels, just snatching niggas off the street that want to press and want to gangbang.
The PJ Watts Crips might wear this. All the Pyrus is wearing this. The Playboy Gangsta Crips is wearing that. The Playboy Hustle.
You can't even be from Philly in L.A. If you black and you move to L.A., you can't even rep your city.
The Crips is wearing that too. All of these shits is off limits in California.
It's unreal, bro. It's unreal. Oh, let me take this off. Bro, yeah, that's a big problem. I'm talking about all, when I say this, bro, I'm talking about all gangs, Chicago included. But they gentrifying the shit out of Chicago. I'm not saying, I think violence and crime is down overall in the city. But no, it go to them too. I'm not, bro. All that shit's stupid. All that shit's stupid, dog. These niggas worse than the KKK. For real. Like, I'm just keeping it a bean. And for people to really be on here fighting over this, man, is really sickening. But anyway, we gonna move along, man. What else is going on? Y'all want to see something real sick? This is a part of California culture. Like, this is pimping. I don't even know. Look at it.
Man, we was gorilla pimping, man. You feel me? A bitch would come up missing, you know what I'm saying, for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, whatever you want to call it. And she gonna come back correct. You know what I'm saying? We was dealing with dog kennels, we was dealing with cat food. We had a whole bunch of ways to get a bitch right, you feel me? Like, you can't walk our blades and you a renegade. You have to be paying somebody, bitch. You can't be out here selling pussy and you ain't paying nobody. You know what I'm saying? You can easily come up missing forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit real. So, yeah, like burning bitches with cigarette butts.
How was he walking around in the streets? Somebody explain that to me. How is he walking around even doing these interviews?
Putting cigarettes out on bitches, all type of shit, man. Pouring bleach on bitches, making bitches.
And I mean, he's saying this with such glee. He's saying this as he's honored to torture women.
Bathing bleach, bath water, putting bitches in the shower, closing the door on them, turning the hot water in, making them call you daddy while the hot water on.
He is so proud of this. Like, he is sitting there bragging about torturing females and gorilla pimping. And this is all due to policy. This is about policy and regulation and laws, because criminals are pretty much going to take advantage of what loopholes they have to take advantage with. So this is how this goes. That's sad.
You feel me? And telling her, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, from now on, I'm daddy. That's what you call me. You know what I'm saying? While the hot water running on her and she's screaming and all that shit. You feel me? So you got to break their spirit. You feel me? Once their spirit is broke, then you capable of doing whatever with it. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga's a demon. He's a demon. And ain't nobody doing nothing. They would more so give him a candlelight vigil and try to help and try to, like, it is crazy, man. This is part of some of this culture out here, bro. And it's just like, where are we? Where are we? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Y'all tell me what else is going on, man. What else I need to be talking about today? All right, let's see what's happening in Iran. Let's see what's going on.
The United States is set to unleash new economic sanctions against Iran to pressure the regime in Tehran. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent wrote on Sunday, President Donald Trump and the overwhelming might of our military have significantly dismantled Iran's military capabilities and weakened its nuclear program. Now we are entering the end game. At dawn begins an economic D-Day, the single greatest financial offensive ever marshaled against an adversary. The economic pressure comes as the Iranian rial crossed 2 million to $1, a historic low for the country's currency. The head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council responded on X, saying if the economic war continues, not a single drop of oil will be exported, neither through the Strait of Hormuz nor anywhere in the Persian Gulf. Iran will regard any country's participation in or support for America's economic war against the Iranian people as an act of war. Despite this statement, reports do indicate that crossings through the Strait of Hormuz are up 400% over the last 2 weeks. The United States is overseeing vessels out of the Persian Gulf through a safer southern passage. The passage does allow for millions of barrels of crude oil to be exported each day. Still, the Iranians remain defiant.
The fact that the United States has once again moved from military threats, saying that it will strike and so on, to reviving its old plans shows that they are truly desperate and have no solution when it comes to the great Iranian nation. Therefore, they keep bringing their old plans back onto the scene.
The U.S. naval blockade also remains in place as CENTCOM says 70 commercial vessels have been redirected since the blockade was reimposed. In terms of U.S. military movement, the USS Abraham Lincoln is headed home after being deployed for 274 days. This aircraft carrier made its last port call in December, breaking a Navy record. The vessel is being replaced by the Japan-based USS George Washington. On Friday, President Trump doubled down on his position that the Strait of Hormuz is now U.S. territory.
They'll never have a nuclear weapon. They want to make a deal so badly.
I don't know when this thing is going to open, bro, but they keep saying this, but the strait is still not open. Crude oil is staying kind of, it still hasn't hit 100. It's like at $88 a barrel right now. For those of y'all who don't know, if crude oil, you want to keep it about under 150. Because that'll make gas prices go up through the roof, also cause a worldwide recession, increase inflation real fast, faster than it's been. So, Detrayus, Gary is still without power. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way, bro. Gary still hasn't got power. Gary, Indiana. Shout out to everybody in Gary, man. I can't believe they still have no power, bro. That is unreal. Let's go check in. I talked about this a few days ago. Now, this is August 22nd.
Still out with frustration. It's been 11 days since powerful storms knocked out electricity to tens of thousands of residents. For many, it's still out, with frustration mounting. CBS's Usher Qureshi is in Gary, Indiana, hit hard by the outage. Usher, good evening to you.
Good evening, Jerika. At this hour, crews are still working while residents are in survival mode. Power is not expected to be restored here for many residents until late Tuesday, and the sense of desperation is growing. Like so many in Gary, Indiana, Shatia Hardin has been waiting for the minute her power finally turns back on.
It's been absolutely horrible. At night, we're sweating, we're irritable. You know, we have children to look out for, elderly people.
The storm walloped Indiana last week, killing at least 7 people and displacing about 1,000. In Gary, the storm knocked out electricity for more than half of the city's residents, where 1 in 3 lives in poverty.
It's not okay for us to continually be in survival mode.
Yesterday, Indiana Governor Mike Braun said he requested an expedited major disaster declaration from FEMA. He says losses from the storm and its aftermath could top $5 billion. Many residents in Gary have been relying on this community center for hot meals, air conditioning, and a chance to charge their phones. Earlier this week, a class action lawsuit was filed against the region's electrical utility, NIPSCO, alleging the company failed to proactively trim back vegetation from power lines. NIPSCO disputes the claim, saying it's more than doubled its vegetation management in the last 10 years. Eddie Melton is the city's mayor.
So we're going to revisit what should we do better from an emergency management standpoint. But going back to the utility side, what I'm going to encourage and demand that we start having more accountability.
Right now, about 30,000 people here in northern Indiana are still without power. For people who are still waiting, if their power doesn't come back until Tuesday, that'll mean they've been in the dark for 2 full weeks. Sharika?
Usher Qureshi in Gary, Indiana tonight. Thank you.
Man, that's crazy, man. Shout out Mr. Urban World is here. I'm in Indiana. It's slowly going down. A lot of my family members got theirs back. It was around 300,000 without power. Mr. Urban World also says my power was out for 10 days, came back on the 11th, and I'm in a small town about 2 hours away. 7 people drowned. People died in crashes due to idiot drivers, etc. 30-plus towns without power. That is just unacceptable, bro. My prayers go out to everybody in Indiana. I'm sorry to hear this, but there's a possibility. I'm going to tell everybody, man, we might all need to look into getting generators. We might need to all look into get a generator. They kind of expensive, but it seems like the power grid in the U.S. is starting to crack, because for Gary to be without power that long, that shows a big crack in Gary, which is a crack in the whole entire system. So everybody might want to look into a generator of some sort. And I'm definitely looking into one today. So appreciate that, Mr. Urban World. What else is happening out there in the world, guys? Y'all know I like to scan and see what's going on. Oh, this is interesting. What? It's about Money B in this photo. Money B and Tupac laid up in this questionable photo. What is this about?
Speaking of Tupac, explain this photo right here.
Okay.
That's you right there, right?
That's me.
And Tupac.
That is me. So let me.
So you're in bed. It looks like a motel room, maybe.
It is not a motel. It's at a hotel.
A hotel.
Right.
So it looks a little crazy.
No, it does look crazy, and especially in today's time. So if anybody would understand this, Tupac and I were, when you're on tour, the main guy gets his own room. Everybody else shares rooms. It's 2 beds. So I'm looking at that picture, and people are like, what's up with it? Well, if you look at it, my eyes look hazy, right? So I can tell, what probably it is, I'm waking up with some girl who's about to leave, and she says, let me take a picture of you. Y'all get in. Pac sits down, and the look on his face looks like he's not so interested, right? So that means, and my face tells me it was my girl who took the picture, right? And I would say to anybody that questions that picture, if it was anything other than that, why would we allow that picture to be taken? And then I would sure hope somebody who claims to have taken that picture and be like, yeah, it's me. Because it's like, if you know what it was like back then, that's what it was, right? So yes, that is me in that picture. That's Pac. But what it looks like to me is that some girl that I was with wanted a picture and asked Pac to sit down.
Got it. It's all good.
Oh, that explanation was about to put me to sleep. 100% picking up a generator. I don't care how much it costs. Silent woman, you say data centers will make it worse. I believe that. And brother, you've had a generator for 25 years. Good, man. This is wild, man. This is so wild, guys. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here, man. This is a wrap. This has been another episode of this show. Y'all tune in next week.